Cheers, man. It's good to see you.
All right.
I've not played with you in so long.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man.
Yeah. I know. I always think of that photo I took with you at Macaulay's, the one with the blue band across your face. I'm going to put it up. Trust me. I'll put it into the podcast. It's really cool. Yeah. We were just playing some blues number, you know.
That was like
a while back.
Maybe that was like maybe 9 or 10 years ago.
I know. You know, it's amazing that you switched over from being a sound guy to being like the co-lead guitar player. You say you're not the lead guitar player, but
I'm
yeah,
not,
but you play lead though. You play lead with the band, you know.
Sometimes I try.
Nah, you're being modest, you know. But yeah, we're talking with Albert. How did you say your last name fully?
Cabal.
Cabal. Okay.
Cabal.
Yeah.
Like the Cabal.
Like the Cabal.
Yeah.
the PH Cabal.
Yeah, the same spelling. It's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, when I first met you, it was here in China, here in Shenzhen, here in Shekou. It was at the Terrace.
Yeah,
and
I was a sound engineer.
You were the sound engineer. What a waste of talent. Just sitting back there messing with dials. Not that you're not a great sound engineer. You are, but you were just like not actually playing music, you know?
No, it's sort of like I play my own, like, you know, because I used to play a lot when I was back home. But then it got really hard getting, you know, being in a band. It's very hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, relationship with people is like,
sure, yeah.
It's really hard, you know. So I want to make some money and still stay in the business, the music scene. I decided to do sound engineering.
Yeah, it's solid. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then, how long were you at Terrace doing sound?
I did sound for 5 years at the Terrace.
Wow.
And then 10 years with Mind the Gap.
Yeah. And so what? And then I was kind of the one who sort of coaxed you into coming over to the Boathouse and playing some guitar. Just play a little bit of guitar and sing a little bit, Albert.
Yes.
Don't worry, it's just going to be just a temporary little thing.
I like that. I like those jam afternoons, man. Those afternoon jams.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I still remember those afternoons. We start packing the place, you know.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, that was at the Boathouse in Rose Garden 2, I think it was. Kind of on the water there, the road that's on the water. And the Boathouse was still new and kind of developing, and, you know, it was just getting on the map, you know, kind of a funky little place. Then you and Larry started playing there on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And you were just doing like acoustic stuff, but it was like really cool acoustic songs, you know, good repertoire, Beatles and Clapton and whatever, you know.
Because me and Larry, we always play together, even though I wasn't playing with Mind the Gap.
Right.
But we always would jam.
You were jamming, yeah.
We would jam together with Larry.
Yeah.
So I asked him, like, you know, let's go to the Boathouse and jam.
Yeah.
And he agreed.
Yeah.
Even
it was
though,
good chemistry.
Yeah, even though he was busy, you know,
Yeah.
he needed to play the night after the Boathouse gig. He had to go home, get dressed, and play the night and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
But I guess he was also having fun doing that. So
of course, yeah.
he was also having fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also need to go to work after that. You know,
Yeah.
so, and it became like a regular thing, and it became a really hit.
Right.
It was a really hit. We would pack Boathouse every week.
And, you know, to kind of let people know about Mind the Gap. Mind the Gap was one of the first bands here playing in Shekou, if not the first. I mean, really, right in the beginning.
Well, one of the first, and the only one left.
Yeah, for sure, the only complete band.
The only one left.
Yeah.
The only one.
And it started out as Larry and then his brother Mick.
Yeah,
and
with Paul, Janet, and Richard.
Yeah, when Dave Stone was on, we were
also,
talking a little bit about Paul.
And also Raul.
Yeah,
Papa Raul.
Yeah.
If you remember Raul.
On bass?
Yeah, Raul on bass. Remember that?
Yeah.
They started that.
Man, it's amazing where it started and now where it is. Now that Larry's stuck out of China because of COVID. Yeah, I know. It was crazy, So, and so you had to step up and take over. You had to be the
had to do more work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Larry was doing a lot of singing. He really was.
Yeah. It was good because when we was just us, if we don't have any female singer.
Right.
So at least I would sing, Larry would sing, and Mick would sing.
Right.
So totally different from what it is now. That it's just me and Michael singing, me and Mick singing.
Right. Yeah. There's no girl singer now.
No.
Yeah.
So most of the songs ends up on my side because
right.
my voice fits most of the songs.
Right. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, it's like, you can check out Mind the Gap. I'm sure you guys have some YouTube videos up for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so definitely check them out. Yeah, it was an interesting evolution because you kind of came out of nowhere. It was like, well, that worked pretty good with the acoustic, and it's like, why don't we turn this into being in the rock band, And the chemistry just continued. It was perfect, And the way like you and Larry play off each other with the guitars,
yes.
it's perfect.
We would always challenge each other.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And that's what was great about the whole Filipino scene was it was always chomping at the bit to turn into a jam.
Always.
So it never got boring.
It always ends up in a jam.
Yeah, I know.
Every song becomes a jam.
Yeah. Yeah, if you remember from the last episode here with Dave Stone, we were talking about the privilege of being able to play with the Filipino musicians because you guys know your stuff. You have a good repertoire. You're obviously talented, but you were always willing to turn it into a jam. And that was the funnest part of it. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It was like
it's still going.
Yeah, that's when it would really.
Actually, that's the start. 3 o'clock in the morning because the guys finish up at 2 a.m.
Right. You were getting off your regular job.
Yeah, on our regular jobs, we would finish, or I would finish at the Terrace as a sound engineer.
Yeah.
A bit later than Mind the Gap.
Yeah.
So we will end up in Enigma with Gone Wild.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
We'd end up there, or sometimes we would end up in Ecstasy with Cactus.
Yeah.
And just watch them play, and then all of a sudden they'll call you up like, come on, let's jam. Come on.
I know. I tell you, Albert, I remember some of those nights there, and it's like everyone in the audience was thinking the same thing. There's nowhere else we'd rather be than here tonight. Like, there's nowhere else is there going to be more magic with a rock and roll scene.
Yes, it's because before people had choices.
Yeah.
So you have this more, I could say Mind the Gap as more hard rock.
Yeah.
They were more on hard rock. And then Gone Wild was also rock alternative.
Right.
And then Cactus was more like a classic, and they do a lot of reggae stuff also, more like classic.
Yeah.
And the Terror is more like pop music. So you can choose whatever genres you fit in. If you would just walk around SeaWorld, you have four Filipino good bands,
and also Mamas on this street,
and then Mamas too on this street.
Yeah. It was amazing. Yeah, you could just bounce around.
Yeah, and everybody gets along. We never had any problems with any musicians who are playing in SeaWorld. We all get along. We all get together. We all drink together.
Did you really drink while you were playing?
We all drink together till like 9 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's messing up.
I remember having a couple of beers with you, Albert.
Those were the days.
Yeah, it was the golden era here, and it was a really good music scene too. It really was. Everyone wasn't afraid to be experimental and just kind of get out there and have fun.
Yes,
and
that's what I liked. That's what I liked.
That's what made it happen
back then. That's what I liked back then.
Yeah, it's a little strange right now, but I mean it's strange around the world. With people being able to go out and play and all that. What's going on in the Philippines right now? Is it pretty much open? Are there rock and roll bands playing?
There are some venues that are open. There's like mostly in the not Manila, because Manila is still strict.
Yeah, it's too many people.
But mostly in the provinces, the more not so famous places in the Philippines, they're starting to pick up.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Places like the islands in
Boracay,
something
like that. Yeah,
the Visayan region, places like those, and places in Mindanao also are starting to.
Yeah,
they're starting to move.
Yeah, in a way, you're lucky. You got stuck here, so you could continue playing.
My flight got canceled.
Yeah,
I was also about to go.
Well, it was a lucky cancellation.
Yeah, it was. He was. Me and Richard were supposed to go. We were on the same flight.
Wow.
We were on the same flight. Imagine if we would have left.
That's it. Mind the Gap would pretty much been finished.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah,
would be gone.
Yeah, you're keeping the torch going.
The only one left will be Michael.
Yeah. And so also, Rabin is playing with you guys too on guitar now.
No. Yes, Raven is not playing with us. He's helping us out. He's a great guitar player.
Of course he is. Yeah. He told me he started in bluegrass or something. Is that true or no? He told me he started as a bluegrass guitar player. Maybe he had to fill in for somebody.
Yeah, in Philippines, I know that he's been playing a lot of sessions back home before he got the gig in China. He's been doing a lot of sessions with a lot of musicians. Yeah, a lot of artists and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So bluegrass could be one of those.
Could have been one of them. Yeah. Yeah, he was just an all-around great, guitar player.
Yes.
So, well, it's funny because I've been calling you the G.E. Smith of Sheko because so many times, we'd be sitting around having a beer after the show or something, and I was always impressed with your knowledge of rock and roll history. No, really, you taught me how to adjust an amp to play Clapton style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You actually taught me how to do that and adjust it with the knobs and everything, Where does that come from? Were you just always just curious about the root of...
I've always been curious about sound, if I hear a certain sound, how did he make that? When I was young, I've been trying to figure out how to make that sound until I started playing,
Right.
Oh, this is how it is.
Well, and I have to say, you are a tone chaser. Like when you play, you're playing for tone. You can tell you're playing for tone. Yeah.
I always look for that certain tone.
Right.
Or if certain songs, I feel like this tone would be good for this song.
Right. But you seem to be like, somehow you are beyond your age when it comes to your knowledge of rock and roll. Like, the root. It's Robert Johnson. Like Elvis Presley and all the way down the line, Chuck Berry,
I listened to a lot of those, actually, when I was growing up.
Yeah.
In Philippines, all you have is a radio.
Right.
That's all you have growing up. I remember we had this radio that it's one of my uncle's project to go to he went to an electronic school. It was one of his projects. And he finished the radio, and we started testing it, and it actually worked. So I'm just a kid. I just listen to the radio, and my mom has a bunch of records. When I was growing up, so
vinyl records,
yeah, like real ones,
records,
like real records.
Yeah.
So I listened to them a lot.
Yeah. I could tell that about you. It's like you were brought up on the right stuff. So when you're choosing music right now, what are you going to? I mean, is this like because of what you were brought up on, or are you playing what you have to play, to play to the audience, or do you just kind of like go for it? Like, no, I know this is a younger audience, but I'm going to make them I'm going to show them the good music and play it in a way that I know they'll like it.
Yeah, that's how we do it. In general, we would like put on some new songs just to catch their attention, and then slowly going back to the classics.
Yeah, you can't lose with the classics.
So when you get them pumped up, they'll they'll listen to anything you're gonna play.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and you can't go wrong with the classics, really. You know.
It's amazing, actually. Recently, we've been having reservations coming from Chinese crowd. They would reserve the table just to hear us play, watch us play.
Yeah.
And we were really surprised. Never really happened before.
Well, I mean, China is opening up to all this. I mean, they've been doing it for the last 10 years plus, but now it's like, it is interesting that now they are starting to get into the music themselves, and now they're choosing what they want to get into.
Yeah,
and they appreciate rock. They appreciate really good rock.
I was really surprised when we were, like the last time we were playing at the George and Dragon on our acoustic set at George and Dragon. There's a big table reserved, and I asked the owner, Maggie, oh, who's this? Like friends of ours. Like, no, it's Chinese. They came in, they started yelling, they started screaming, clapping, singing along. We were surprised they were singing along with our rock and roll stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it is good. Dave Stone and I were talking about this, how we would be playing with you guys somewhere, jamming somewhere, or just listening to you, and you're listening to a Pink Floyd song or whatever, and I'm thinking, man, this could be like the first time or so that this song got played in China. Certainly this well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, really not to do a hack version of it, to really do a good version, So, well, yeah, how long has it been now since you've been in China?
15 years now.
Yeah, just like me. Yeah, you
15 years.
just before me.
Yeah, 15 years.
Wow.
I never would have imagined I'll last this long.
No, I know. But you got to be a rock star,
No, it's just a job, man.
See, that's just it. That is the attitude that the Westerners really got to benefit from with the Filipinos, because if we're in the U.S., like me, let's say Bob Ditmar, Big Bob, right?
Oh yeah, okay. Bob.
So there's no way that anybody's going to let us up on stage with them, because every minute they're on stage, every second to them is so valuable. Like it's just they get to be the star, right? And with you guys, it's like you've done this over and over and over. It's set after set, song after song. It's a job, so you enjoy mixing it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
We always like it when, like, you guys would pop off, and come in and play.
Throw a wrench into the machine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Angus John is in the house.
Yes, I've been known to throw myself on the floor a few times. It's been around. Yeah. Well.
It's all about because we do this, and it's either we have fun doing it or don't do it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the whole Filipino community thing. It was all part of it too. I remember for a while here out my building, every night out in the street at a certain time in the morning, I would hear you all singing "Happy Birthday." You know what I mean? It was always somebody's.
It's always somebody's birthday. Yes.
I was like, oh, there go the Filipinos having another birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been
downstairs is our favorite spot. Downstairs.
I know.
Yeah. That's our favorite spot. We're always there.
Used to be Miami Bar and used to be Chopper's Bar.
Yeah.
And although now it's slimming down a little bit. I haven't been to SeaWorld for a while. I ride my bike by once in a while. Watch you guys playing over at George and Dragon.
Yes.
But so you're playing how many nights a week now at Enigma?
Most of the nights we are at Enigma, except Mondays.
Yeah.
But we are at George and Dragon every Saturday and Sunday from 5:30 till 9:30.
Yeah, George and Dragon being a bar that's fairly new in SeaWorld. It used to be across the street, and then it moved into
They're new in
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld, yes.
Yeah, and then Macaulay's, I guess, is gone now for good. It was sort of a...
Yeah,
it
was
a
sad.
Staple,
Yeah, it's sad.
Sad,
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that it's gone.
Yeah, those were the crazy times.
Used to be our house,
Yeah.
A lot of memories there, man. It's just devastating to know that it's gone. You know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, ecstasy too. Ecstasy's finally gone too.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, it's been my sort of like my dream on the back burner to like bring a Filipino band to the U.S. You know, and just go on the road and just do that show. Do what we were doing those nights.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And invite people up. You know, like, it's okay. You can join us. You know. So we'll see. You know, maybe we'll get you guys all there. You know, sometime.
I'll just cheers to that.
Yeah. So, let's get into some of your favorite stories, your crazy things that have happened. Larry's told me a few things, things he's gotten into here, you know. But, so.
Well, crazy stories.
It's like they were every night was crazy.
It's normal, actually.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually normal.
It's normal. I know to be, yeah.
Like really, you know, to have, you know, one of the crazy stories was Jim Asdea became our drummer.
Who used to be the original drummer for Boston.
Who used to be drummer for Boston,
yeah.
And he played with us.
Yeah.
He played with us for, I think, for almost 3 weeks. He was playing with us for 3 weeks every night.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. There's a few, you know, musicians that have come through town.
And it's amazing, and it's amazing to jam with him, and he's such a good player.
Yeah. Well, you guys are good too.
You know,
yeah. You were deserving of him. You know,
he's great. But by the time, and like he would play with us on Wednesday, Thursday, by Friday, he feels like he's tired already. The first week, so the next week he started running.
Oh yeah.
He started running every day. He started running. He started working out.
Yeah.
Just to prepare for us.
And did you guys play any Boston songs when he was playing with
Yeah,
you?
we did. We did.
Did you do the one he wrote? What's the one he wrote again?
I forgot the title of that song.
I know it's one of the most famous ones.
Yes.
Oh God, why can't I think of it? But well, that's good.
Well, we always tease him with Amanda. We always put intro that, hey,
right.
Tomorrow so far away.
Yeah.
And he would just smile, you know.
Yeah. Please stop. That's funny. More Than a Feeling.
More Than a Feeling. Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did play More Than a Feeling
too.
with him. Yes.
Yeah. That's got to be a strange feeling. The original drummer on that, you know.
Yeah.
More than a feeling. Well,
when we were playing that song, I was like telling my guitar player Larry, "Do you believe this is happening?
Yeah.
That's the guy who played that song."
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And he's our drummer.
I know. But conversely, though, too, I mean, you guys, you do justice to those songs. You know, I've told a few of my friends back in the U.S., you know, I'm playing with these Filipino musicians, and you guys could be like at some rock concert, you know, like whoever, you know, Green Day or whatever, and the guitar player could just drop dead, and one of you guys could just jump up there and take over. And be like, no problem, I got it. Yeah, I know the bass lines.
We know all your songs.
Yeah, we know all your songs. Yeah, I know. Well.
Who else was this? There was this another guy. Mario.
Mario, yeah.
Of course, Mario from Nazareth.
Yeah.
The original
Nazareth. Yeah. I think he was with a band called the Shadettes or something like that, or I think he told me for a while. And then, he was in the original forming Nazareth.
Original forming Nazareth.
Yeah. Amazing. So what is the scene now? What's going on at, I mean, is it still happening? Is it slower now? Is it?
It is a bit slower because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID, yes.
But are you guys getting ever like shut down at night or anything? Are they coming in and are the police?
Oh, they do. They do shut us down.
They're saying there's too many people or something? Or?
No, not about too many people. They just shut us down at 2:00.
Yeah.
But not every night. It's like every other night they shut us down.
Every other night?
Like something like that.
Wow.
Like they would shut us down on Wednesday, but they won't shut us down on a Friday.
Yeah.
They would shut us down Saturday, but let us do whatever we want to do on a Sunday night. Something like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's the other way around. They will shut us down every night. It's just, I don't know.
That's how the police are here in China.
It's just,
yeah.
it's very confusing sometimes.
Yeah, it's confusing. Yeah.
And us, when we usually finish playing around almost 4 in the morning.
Yeah, of course.
That's the usual schedule that we have. We would start at 10 p.m. and play 4 sets.
Yeah.
That finishes around 3:30, 3:45, something like that.
And you're relying on that extra revenue coming in for the drinks.
Exactly.
I mean, you're not charging cover.
No, we're not. We're not. We're charging cover.
Yeah. Make your money on drinks.
And that's the we call it money time. From 1:00 till 4. Yeah. That's the time people start drinking more.
Yeah.
That's where we get the money from,
Yeah, of course, yeah. They
time.
loosen up and finally get into it.
Because most people here in Sheco, they start very slow. They would go out for dinners.
Sure, yeah.
Have a small drink during dinners, talk, and they would finish dinner like 11. At 11:30 they would come to the bar. They would still drink slow.
Yeah.
Then after that, after 1:00,
right? Yeah, get into it. Really get into it.
People, it starts to speed up. The orders starts to speed up.
Of course, yeah.
It starts piling up after 1:00.
Yeah, they start to loosen up and spend a little more. One more round.
Yeah, yes,
and they're buying you guys drinks.
Yes.
Boy, I remember that, Albert. I'm telling you, man, that used to be something that I was almost kind of trying to avoid for a while. It's like, like I would jam so much with the guys over at Ecstasy that the Chinese tables would think that I was in the band. And you know what it's like? They drag you over to the table. You have to drink with me.
Yes.
Exactly as much as we're drinking.
Exactly.
You're like, man, I need a little break here.
Yeah, but
because
they think that you're a member.
Well, yeah.
Because you've been there.
You're white. or Westerner.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Well, yeah, those were the fun times. And it sounds like you guys are still doing it. I've been taking a break with work, but you're still every night out there with the Chinese crowds. Is it more and more Chinese people now? Like
yes.
in your audience? I know that's what I've been telling people too.
More and more.
It's the same at Starbucks. When I used to go to Starbucks in the beginning, it used to be half and half.
Yeah.
Now it's 95% Chinese people,
95% Chinese
which is great. They've adopted Starbucks and rock and roll. Wonderful.
That's good. We're actually very surprised.
Yeah.
Most of our crowds now are mostly Chinese, and we would expect them to want Chinese songs, because we have to learn some Chinese songs,
of course,
for these people, for this kind of crowd, and we would wait for requests. You have any requests? Well, before they would, if you ask a Chinese person, "What's your request?" They would say Chinese song.
Right, of course.
They would right off the bat. They'll ask for a Chinese song right off the bat.
Yeah.
But now they would say Guns N' Roses.
Right, I know. They're learning them.
Wow.
They're learning the repertoire.
Really?
Yeah. AC/DC.
Yes, AC/DC.
I know. Yeah, they're learning it. Yeah, they're learning how to have fun.
I think 3 of the most famous bands of the Chinese crowds that we get are Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Metallica. That's what they want. They always want that. But there are some also that are much older crowd. There's a group of people who always comes to watch us. They're from Foshan.
Okay.
They would drive from Foshan
So how far is that, Foshan?
It's like 2 hours and a half.
Okay. Well,
2 hours and a half drive.
Yeah, they got to drive out. Yeah. And see you guys.
So they would drive from Foshan to SeaWorld just to see us.
Right.
And they want those classics, Led Zeppelin,
of course,
everything.
Yeah,
those.
They want them played
Jimi
well,
Hendrix,
Albert. They want them played well, which is what you guys do, So I think that's part of it.
Yes, they always tell us because there's no band like you guys in Foshan. There's no band like you guys in Guangzhou. So we'd rather travel that far just to hear this, to hear this.
And they probably have to stay the night for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are Chinese.
Yeah, I know. I know, man. I tell you, I remember in the earlier days, I was watching Dave Stone at the Rock and Roll Club with his band that he had there for a little while.
Yeah, before, yeah.
And they were playing some song by the Beatles or playing Revolution. And I remember asking him, I was like, is this something that you couldn't play 10 years ago? You probably maybe couldn't play that song 10 years ago. You know what I mean? And now it's so open and, everybody's pretty relaxed about the rock scene.
That's good. That's actually good.
Yeah.
Linkin Park, they would, before you can't play Linkin Park, before it's too loud for them, or it's too, too extreme for them.
Right.
But now they request it now.
I know, yeah. It's become part of their culture, We helped China to mellow out and let their hair down. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about your musical influences. There's a guitar back there if you want to pick it up.
Influences.
But, I know just from playing with you, like you love to play without a pick. You started playing with a pick because you were playing more rock stuff.
Yeah, for
the audience.
Stuff, yeah. For rock stuff, I use a pick.
Yeah.
But mostly I just... Yeah. I like...
You're like the Mark Knopfler of Sheko. Pretty much.
I pick up bits and pieces from everybody.
Did you do that because you like to play a finger style with acoustic guitar and then you move that over to electric, or did you, when you were playing electric?
If I'm looking for a certain tone that needs finger tone, the finger tone is different.
Yeah.
Than a pick.
Yeah.
It's for example, let's set the gain. It's low, but if you use a pick, you got that. You can slap the string and pull it.
Yeah.
It has that
more snap to it.
More snap into it than with a pick. When you do that same lick with a finger,
now
you just pull them. I don't know. For me, it's all about tone. It's just how you, if it needs that kind of tone.
Who was your number one influence when it came to tone? Not just guitar playing, but when it came to tone.
I always loved Clapton's tone when he was with Cream.
Right, and you probably know every song, every lead on those records.
I really love that tone, and Santana's tone is also amazing.
Right.
That's how I started.
Right.
Like listening. Those are the people that I listen to.
Right.
Of course, you listen to Hendrix. It's always of course.
But before you came to China, you were in Japan, right?
Yeah,
you were actually playing a lot of the Clapton songs, like off of the Unplugged.
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw you play, like at the Boathouse, you really knew those songs backward and forward. Malted Milk and all that. So did you learn them off of?
No, just when the album came out, it was very influential.
Right.
And I got really into it, and you know what? I think I'll learn the whole album.
Yeah, and you did, and you actually played it really well. Actually, it was intimidating for me because I knew some of the songs sort of, and I was like, "No, I'm going to let Albert take that one."
And I decided, I think I'll learn the whole album. So.
Yeah. Play a little bit of malted milk or something.
Malted milk.
Just play something.
Basic blues, but it's just
Robert Johnson. Yeah,
it's just how you. I keep drinking malted milk, trying to drive my blues away. I'll keep drinking malted milk, try to ride my blues away. Baby, you just as well come to my loving as the flowers is in May.
Beautiful, yeah. And yeah, authentic, yeah. So you can tell you're chasing the tone, you know. That's very authentic.
Always looking for that sound.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly what I've learned from you guys jamming. You know, I remember I would be playing and then like Larry would come over and step on my volume pedal, you know, like, John, play louder. You know, it's like you got to really get out there with it.
Yeah.
That's a really important thing I learned from you guys was you need to learn how to make the loud tone sound like music.
Exactly.
You know, I know a lot of people in the U.S. that I played with before, and it's like they have really expensive guitars and expensive amps and all that, and they really don't play them to the, you know,
full extent.
The full extent. No.
Yeah, you gotta have to crank that amplifier so you get that sound.
Yeah, and as a sound engineer,
Yes.
you know, you're gonna make sure that happens.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. So, would you consider yourself to be Les Paul guy or a Strat?
I started with a Strat, really.
Yeah.
I started with a Strat. I don't consider myself as a Les Paul guy or a Strat guy. For me, a guitar is an instrument. It doesn't matter if it's an expensive
different tones,
guitar. If it doesn't matter what kind of guitar it is that you handle. It's just how you play it. It's just play.
Yeah, different styles of guitar give different sounds.
You know, but if I'm looking for some really clean blues, I would go for a Strat.
Yeah.
If I wanted crunchier or fat tone, I would go for a Les Paul.
Yeah.
Especially if I would like, because I like playing different kinds of genres of music. If I would play a heavier genre, then I would use a Les Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I always liked when I would jam with you guys at Enigma. I always liked your rig better than Larry's because Larry's he's a Strat guy and like he plays really light strings. It's a different sound. It's, you know.
Actually, Larry he has his own sound.
Yeah, he does.
He has his that's his signature. That's Larry.
Yeah.
You know, you can hear it from a mile and you'll see.
I know.
Oh, that's Larry.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
He has that distinct sound.
Yeah.
Whatever guitar he uses, whatever rig he uses, it will come out like that.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
That's how great guitar players are, man.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm more of, I don't know.
You have a bit fatter of a sound. Like you like a fatter sound.
I like a fat sound.
Well, you even like to play both pickups. I mean, I've seen you flip, in the middle.
I would flip out in the middle,
Yeah.
both pickups and stuff like that.
Yeah, you like a really rich tone, you know.
And for Strat, I always like one, number two.
Yeah.
Those two front,
Right.
the middle pickup and the neck pickup.
Yeah, the neck.
I always like that in the middle. And then you pull down the tone a bit, so you get that sweet spot. You call it sweet spot when you get that sweet spot, and that's it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why I like the SG. It's just I like a fatter, richer sound.
Yeah.
You know, I get a little bit lost in the treble on the Strat. I appreciate people that can play it well, like Jepta, for example.
Yeah.
You know, who obviously was Jimi Hendrix in his last life. You know, but I appreciate it. But for some reason I can't connect with a Strat or a Tele. You know, it's got to be a fatter sound for me.
Oh, for you, yes, of course.
Yeah.
If it's like, you know, it's every musician is different, every person is different. We have our own different tastes. And for me, it is wrong for me to judge someone with a different taste that I have. You know, and we would never do that. We would never judge. We never judge any musician anyway.
Yeah, well, it's all good. You know, it's all part of the jam.
Because for me, every musician it's just the language they speak. If that's how they want to speak their language, then
I tell you, man, it's one of the.
If it's how they feel, like, who am I to judge that?
It's one of the greatest things I ever learned from jamming with the Filipino musicians out here was just do your own thing.
Yeah,
Just do your own sound. Don't try to copy anybody.
Yeah.
Just do your own tone, you know.
Yeah.
That's how come I feel like I've gotten better as a guitar player. It's just like, you know, relaxing and becoming comfortable with what I wanted to do and turning that noise, which rock and roll is, it's noise, into music.
Yes.
You know, turning it into you know, really a sound that's pleasing to the ear, you know, and makes your soul want to get up and light on fire, you know.
It's, you know, it's all natural high, man. It's just different. It's just something. It's just something. It's magical. I don't know. I could call it magic. It's magical, I guess.
Yeah, you can't imagine yourself not doing it, you know.
Especially when the sound is right and you're right there, and you hear that sound, and it's just the right sound.
Yep.
I get lost.
Yeah,
man.
of course.
I get lost.
Yeah.
I get lost with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's supposed to be the goal, you know, to get lost in it. So, I wanted to ask you about this. Hope I don't embarrass you, but what is it with the Filipino rock musicians, the guys, and the Russian groupies, the Russian and Ukrainian groupies? It's like, it's just so strange. It's like they're
I don't
it's
know.
weird chemistry.
I don't know, man.
It's not a coincidence. It's like,
no, it's not.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's not.
yeah.
I'm married to a Russian woman, so it's
I
not.
know. So are a few other. So is Neil. So is, you know, a few other people that guys that I know out here. You know,
Because
opposites attract.
yeah,
You know, it's a totally opposite
it's
kind
it's
of a
totally
culture.
opposite.
Yeah.
It's totally opposite.
Yeah.
But they like music, though.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Big fans of music. They're big fans of music.
course, yeah.
They're really big fans of music.
Yeah.
It's just they always end up with us.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah. You know, there's something I notice a phenomena in Sheko here, or Shenzhen in general. Russian girls are probably not the best to have on ladies' night at your bar.
Because they drink a lot.
Because they can drink.
Because they can drink.
They have fun.
They even outdrink me, man.
Yeah.
They can really drink.
Yeah. But, you know, it is interesting, though. Like, people came here from all over the world. We're all hanging out from all over the world. People from Russia, from Ukraine, from wherever, from Africa, whatever. And we're all getting along great, having a wonderful
Just
time
fine.
together. Yeah,
Just
it's
fine.
amazing
We're
how
just
well
fine.
we're all getting along here, just at the rock and roll clubs, dancing our hearts out, you know? Yeah, I know. It was a special time.
No, you were special. You always do that.
You know why I did what Albert is talking about is that I know some AC/DC songs, and I'm fairly athletic. I'm also a skater too, still, so I'm comfortable with throwing myself down on the ground and spinning around with the guitar. And I know that a lot of the crowd kind of appreciates that because that's what Angus does at the end of at least one or two songs. So I do it. I don't really get a kick out of it myself as much as I know that the audience is getting a kick out of it.
Yes.
And I'll probably get a free drink from somebody in the audience.
Yes.
You were great.
That was good. That was just good fun. That's why we called him Angus John.
Angus John. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So, and you know what? You're playing tonight too, right?
Oh, not tonight.
Not tonight.
No, we're
Okay.
off
What is
tonight.
tonight?
We're off tonight because we had some gigs before, and then tonight is just take
it easy.
just take it easy night.
Yeah.
You know, I told the guys, let's just take it easy tonight.
Yeah. You know, before the COVID thing, it could be busy every night here in Sheko.
2019 was a good year for live music in Shenzhen.
Yeah.
You know, new bands came in from the Philippines in what do you call that? Coco Park.
Yeah.
These new guys came in. The band from Zazu.
Yeah.
I know most of them. You know,
Yeah.
they're really I've worked with most of them. Really great musicians that I really like, that I really respect.
Yeah.
You know, respect a lot. And I was very surprised they were here. You know, I was just really happy to see them. You know, because I've worked with these guys for years and years.
Now, who are the guys? The Mauritian band.
Yeah, Mac.
Yeah.
You remember Mac?
And the bass player. I'm just forgetting their names right now. It's been so long
Yeah,
since
yeah.
I've seen them. But yeah, it's so funny. I used to call them the Pirates. You know,
The Mauritian.
Yeah, the Mauritians, and they were like excellent musicians. I mean,
They're
they were like
amazing.
Like out of the park.
Amazing
I mean, just
musicians.
incredible.
Amazing musicians.
And they would just show up like
They would jam with us. And
at 2:00 in the morning. They would show up at Ecstasy, and then like they would just come up on stage and take over. It's like, well, we're gonna play now.
Yeah.
We'll finish the show. You know. Yeah, that was the level of musicianship here. I wasn't at that level. I don't put myself there, but I appreciated you guys. You know.
Yeah, I remember 2019 was a good year for music. Everybody was here. Everybody was having fun.
Yeah.
And then we had a great female vocalist. You know.
You had more than one great female vocalist, but are you talking about the last one here? Or,
Yeah, we had Sophia from
Sophia, yeah,
Cactus.
of course,
you know.
yeah.
Because we've always had great female vocalists.
Yeah.
You know, but the problem with female vocalists, they get pregnant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and have to go away.
They have to leave, you know, and it's always been us, the boys. It's always been us, the boys.
Well,
you know.
it's the base of the band. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't think that's ever been a problem for the audience. You know, I mean, it's nice having a good-looking girl on stage. You know, but you don't want that to be a crutch. It's nice to have it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Right? But the band shouldn't have to need it though.
Yes,
know?
exactly.
But yeah, I mean, so many great female musicians.
A lot of our friends tell us, you don't need a female vocalist. Why do you keep hiring female vocalists? You don't need it. You know, like as a band that you are.
Well, I think some of the Chinese bar
And
owners.
for us, it's for market. So
Yeah.
it's to bring in other crowd.
Right. Yeah.
Crowd that likes watching women sing.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes that's actually other women. A lot of times it's other women
Yeah.
that like to see a female singer.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
And most of our all of our female vocalists that ever came across us, they were all great. They were just all
of course
great.
they were. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They were all amazing singers.
And humble, you know.
Each one of them is just really appreciate their time, you know, their efforts they put onto the group, to the band.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what was Paul's wife's name? Janet?
Janet.
Yeah, Janet.
Janet, she's the original.
Yeah.
She's the original female vocalist.
And then Sophia from Cockatoos.
Yeah. Then we have Kat.
And Kat, yes.
we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Kat.
And from...
Kat was the one who stayed with us for a long time.
For a long time.
Kat,
Yeah.
Kat she was with us for a very
Who
long
was
time.
with Gone Wild was Mai.
Mai never.
No, she didn't play with you.
She didn't play with you.
She didn't play with you, but she was
with Gone Wild.
yeah with Gone Wild. But she was a great female singer.
She has the pipes, man.
Yeah, and she would jam with you guys all the time.
She would always jam.
Yeah.
I remember when we were playing at the Macaulay's. We hosted the first jam night. Actually, Mind the Gap invented open mic.
Yeah. Or jam night.
We invented that
Yeah.
here
I
in
know.
Sheka. We
I
were the
know.
first ones who did it,
I know. Yeah.
and it became like a thing. So we would invite them, like, you know, those guys from Ecstasy, those guys from Enigma. We would invite them, the guys from Terrace,
Yeah.
if they're off.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, come over, you know, we'll give you free drinks. Just come over and jam, you know.
Right. And what I think maybe like the owners of the bars didn't quite get it at first, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was even saying it to you at one time. I was saying, you know, it only makes it more interesting for the audience when you mix it up.
You were hosting that.
Oh, I guess so. Oh, yeah. I was
Remember?
hosting at Macaulay's for a little while.
You were hosting that.
Yeah,
you
I
were
remember
hosting
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really turned into something. It really did. God, now that you're bringing this back now.
Yeah.
Doing the open mics.
Remember that?
I forgot about that. Yeah, there was an open mic at Macaulay's for a little while that I was hosting.
Yes.
And it would start kind of mellow and slow. With Westerners coming up and people that weren't maybe all that advanced, just having a good time playing and all that. But it would always end with a Filipino bloodbath, where the best of you would be up on stage, and it's like intimidating for Eric Clapton to get up there with you guys.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty darn awesome. Yeah,
I wasn't Mind the Gap back then. Remember, I was not Mind the Gap back then.
No, you weren't. Yeah.
I was not Mind the Gap back then. I was still a sound engineer for
Yeah.
Terrace, but Monday was my off.
Yeah, so you were jamming away.
So I would just go there and jam,
Yeah, it's amazing.
And if Paul would see me like, come here.
Yeah, come on in.
on.
Yeah, free drink.
I'll give you a bottle of whiskey. I'll give you a bottle of vodka just for you to go up there and sing,
Yeah.
And he would just fire and rain.
Yeah. Yeah. It would end with something like I Shot the Sheriff or something,
Yes.
with you guys just knocking it out of the park, Absolutely amazing nights. Is that still going on at all? Is there any jamming going now? Or
We do that. We do that in Enigma now every month. We do
once
that.
a month.
We do a
Used to be
month.
every night in
What
the
did we-
golden era.
Well, because
It's slow.
there's not much.
Yeah.
There's not much. But nowadays, because they have these kids that we're teaching these kids. There's a one kid who plays bass.
Yeah.
We taught him
Chinese kid?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we taught him how to play
How old?
bass. I think he's 14,
Yeah.
14, 15 years
Right.
old.
So he comes and jams with you guys.
Yeah, and then Richard's student,
Yeah.
plays the drums.
I think I've seen him over at Snake Pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So this kid, he's just amazing. It's what I'm amazed about is this kid's passion for his willingness to learn the song, because he thinks it's really cool when he hears those drum fills, how it sounded big, and I can see him that he's really enjoying that kind of sound.
Yeah. You know what's really cool, too, is that now the Chinese parents are okay with them doing music like
Hanging
rock.
out with us.
Well, they didn't used to be. No, I know. I'll tell you what. They weren't comfortable with the kids going to the skate park when I
Yes,
first came
of
here,
course.
and they weren't comfortable with them doing something like playing rock and roll music because they were afraid that they were going to maybe become a rock musician or something or whatever. They were shielding them from it, and then they started, I think, appreciating the value of exposing them to the culture.
Yes.
They became more comfortable with it. Now I go to the skate park and there's lots of moms with their Chinese, kids, and they're skating and stuff. And
Yeah,
they're
because
playing
I
rock and
remember
roll.
when we were walking around, with everybody has long hair, everybody's wearing black, everybody has skulls on their fingers, and the parents would take their kids out of the way because
Yeah.
they don't even want to see us, they
Yeah.
don't even want to
Get
talk
away
with
from
us.
them.
Get away from them,
Yeah, I know. It's changed so much. Yeah.
Like
Well,
Gene Simmons says, we are the people your parents
Yeah,
told you about,
I know. Yeah, warned you about.
warned you about. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think what it is that they want. Actually, I know this for sure because I've talked to some of these moms and they've told me this. They're like, "Yeah, I want my child to be exposed to this because I don't want him to be too square. I want them to have a little cool edge, because they can see that helps you in society. You blend in better. You make more friends. You're not so uptight all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you have to just become that.
Doesn't mean you have to worship Satan.
No.
That is not rock and roll.
I know. Yeah. It's funny. I remember there was some interview I was listening to that you mentioned that. I was listening to an interview with Angus Young. They were saying something. They're asking him about the song "Highway to Hell." He's like, "Are you guys into like Satanism or something?" He goes, "Are you kidding? My mom would kill me." It's like this. It's just an act, man.
Yeah,
it's just an act.
But you can translate that in other forms. You know, hell is just a word. It's a term. It's a term for something. It's all about how you translate it. It's all about how you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about how you deliver. It's all about how translations. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with Alice Cooper's history. Do you know about?
He's a Christian.
He is, but do you know about why he started doing what he was doing? Well, a lot of these bands were doing this, but he was saying that it was definitely one of the reasons why they started getting into the makeup and all this, because they knew that Halloween was really popular. So, like, we ought to bring like Halloween aspect into our show. You know what I mean?
Every time.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, you're right. He's a Christian. Yeah. Well, not that rock and roll doesn't have its dark sides, you know. Music in general. So you're wearing your Johnny Cash shirt.
Oh, I'm a Johnny Cash fan.
I know, and you do some good Johnny Cash songs, you know. Also,
Always loved Johnny Cash.
Yeah, you know what? Also, I was also impressed that you have some Willie Nelson songs too. You do Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that song.
It is a great song, and your voice sounds perfect on it. Really,
I love that song.
You do a very good rendition of that song. You know, you do it justice. Trying to think of some other.
Well, I try. People ask me about my singing mostly. Actually, they would tell me like, Albert, you're an amazing singer, good singer, and I would always say, I'm also a guitar player. Nobody noticed.
Yeah.
Actually, no,
you
not
sing and play.
Not many people notice my guitar playing. Nobody, not many.
Yeah,
but my singing is more famous than my guitar playing.
Yeah, I mean, but I would put your guitar playing right up there with the other guys. The reason why I like your guitar playing is because what we were talking about before. It's a fatter sound. Generally, that means it's like it's a bit slower of a sound.
Yeah,
you're somebody I would not consider to be a shredder, and there's nothing wrong with shredders. I don't particularly care for them. Yeah. I like a little more breathing room, you know, as I'm hearing the notes, you know. So you've got a lot of really nice choices that you make. It's not too many notes, you know. You're a tone chaser. I like that, you know. Actually, I don't actually put Eddie Van Halen in the category of a shredder, you know. I think he can shred.
No,
but he's smart. He was smart enough not to.
He was not, but he was choosing the right notes.
The right notes, yeah.
Choosing the right notes. That's more. I think that's more important for me. I think that's more important. Shredding is good, and it's a showmanship of skill of what human beings can actually do.
Yeah.
Like, a human being can actually do that, and you would be really amazed, you know. And I'm like I said, I never judge musicians. I always admire
people that like it, and it's got its place.
Yeah, I always admire musicians. I always admire music. You know, doesn't matter. People nowadays, you know, this guy's not good. Don't listen to him. Yeah. No, wait. I want to hear what he.
Yeah, everybody's got their own style.
I want to hear what he has to say. You know, I want to hear what his guitar has to say. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm a professional. I'm a very good guitar player per se. I'm a very standard guitar player, but I love watching people discovering, you know, like I like copying a little bit. I copy this from that guy. I copy this from that guy. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I copy that sound from that guy. Sure. I heard him made this tone, and I asked him which pickup is that. You know. I copy that from him.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. But you have your own sound. I think so. Definitely, you got your own sound.
Yeah, I know my own. If I'm on a Strat, I know what to look for. I know where it is.
Right.
If I'm on my Les Paul, I also know which kind of Les Paul sound that I want.
Right. Yeah.
I'm always there. I'm just. People ask me that. Are you really a Les Paul player or are you really a Strat player? I always get that question because they always see me switching from a Les Paul to a Strat.
You're good on both. Yeah. I think what you're doing is you appreciate the tone of both, and when you switch to the other one, you play the tone of that guitar.
Yeah.
You're looking for that tone from that guitar. You
But
know.
they don't know my favorite is actually acoustic. That's my favorite.
You told me that before, you know, and acoustic used to be my favorite guitar, and I think I'm just getting maybe weak in my hands or something. It takes a lot of work.
It is.
You know?
It is.
It really is. You know.
So for me, acoustic playing is more challenging for me because it's more bare.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have the electric tone.
And then you got to stretch those fingers. It's more challenging, you know.
You know, it's amazing also what it takes on the right hand. You know, for a while I was playing Hawaiian slack key guitar, and I learned some really complex picking patterns and all that, and because I really got into it. And
you were good at that, bro.
Well,
I was really inspired by that. I was like, wow, how did he get that? So I started copying your tone too.
Yeah, it's a beautiful style, Hawaiian slack key guitar, you know. And when I'd finally gotten to the point where I figured I mastered the picking tones that I wanted to do with my right hand, I started, you know, moving on to other stuff. And now looking back, I'm thinking, man, it really takes a lot of work to do right hand picking. And you still do it great. You know, you are actually passionate about doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
we still do it up to now. We have this
George and Dragon
gig, and it's.
Do you guys do also acoustic music at Enigma?
It's all acoustic.
Do they let you play acoustic outdoors?
At Enigma, we refrain from doing acoustic because we wanted to like
just have it be the rock scene.
Rock,
yeah.
Just so people when come in, they feel alive. You know, we don't want to bore them with the acoustics.
So now George and Dragon is your warm up, and then you drag them over.
Yeah, you warm up for 4 hours.
I know. God, it's amazing. Well, you're not waiting tables, you know.
No, it's always packed. It's always full. And it's for us, and I like playing acoustic, so I could experiment on some songs that leads to an electric somehow. You know?
Sure.
Oh, this would be nice for an electric, you know, for an electric lick or.
Yeah, I mean.
And it's a challenge too. How do you, for example, how do you play an Ozzy Osbourne song which is played on electric and play it on acoustic? How do you play War Pigs in acoustic? How do you? Yeah, you play it as it is, but how do you perform that? How do you put that out there?
Right. It's like taking Layla and then making it the acoustic version.
So how are you gonna put it out there? It's just.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you're saying that because I've done a few of those myself, like to take a rock song and then play the acoustic version of it, and you have to break down what is the essence of the song.
Yeah.
You know, but I do remember hearing that the first time, listening to Layla for the first time, done acoustically. I was actually really surprised. It didn't sound to me like the same song.
Yeah.
You know, but I was at the same time thinking, but to Clapton, it was the same song.
It was.
It was amazing. You know.
It was.
Yeah.
I think I would put Layla in one of the top acoustic songs that someone should learn.
Yeah.
I mean, that every guitar player should learn.
Yeah. So you can understand the root of where the rock song came from. You know?
If you're a performing artist, Layla is one of the top 5 songs for me to learn to perform, because we call this. It's very technical too, because and it's a jam song at the same time.
Yeah.
It's also a jam song at the same time. You can expand this lick all throughout.
Yeah. Well, and also you were talking about acoustic guitar because I really got into acoustic guitar for a while. I used to own a Collings guitar for a while, and so you can tell I was chasing the tone of acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I like that. I tried that before. Remember,
Yeah.
I think there was a video of me playing that in.
Oh yeah.
Playing that in.
Yeah, I should try to find that. See if I can post a little piece of it in.
In Macaulay's.
I know. I remember now. I can't remember the song, but I'm going to look for that. I think I've got it somewhere. So maybe I can post a piece
I remember there was a video taken. I was playing that Collins guitar.
Yeah. You made it sound a lot better than me.
I enjoyed playing that guitar, man.
I eventually sold that guitar, but
very sweet guitar.
Yeah, that was a Coalwood guitar. That was a triple O.
Yeah.
12 fret triple O. You lose something in reach with a 12 fret, but you gain it in the suspension. It's tighter,
Yeah, it's tighter, and it has that mid tone that I really love.
Yeah, and the super wide neck, so you have a lot of real estate, and the dry Coalwood, that wood is.
You can tell by the smell of the guitar, and when you first handed it to me, I'm like, oh my God, this guitar smells really good.
I know. Yeah, well, it's Collings in general. There's not a bad one in the batch, But yeah, it's not surprising to me that you appreciate acoustic guitar so much because you appreciate tone of wood, and that's where it's got to start. I actually did. I had to actually learn how to appreciate the tone of the wood in an electric guitar. I didn't know that there was a tone of the wood.
Yeah.
But there is, especially in the older ones. When you play the older ones, you can really, where it's like it's cracked in the inside. It's split apart. You can hear it resonating.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Especially the heavy ones, I have a Strat. My Strat is when Larry gave it to me, I was like, ooh.
Is that the red one? Is it red or?
No, it is the black one.
Oh, the black one.
The black one.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is heavy. I like this.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something. It reminded me a lot of memories. Like, wow.
Yeah.
And I started playing it, and Larry was just like, wow.
It's yours.
Larry's like,
yeah.
It belonged to his dad.
Really?
Yeah, it belonged to his dad, and his dad said, he was in the Philippines. I said, hey, bring that guitar, give it to Albert. That guitar would sound good on Albert's head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. What year is it?
Oh, I think it's the first issues of lace sensors pickups. Clapton introduced lace sensors, and it's one of those first issues in Japan.
Yeah. So is that 60s or 70s?
I'm not sure. It could be an 80, could be 80s.
Yeah.
Strat.
Yeah.
It could be an 80s Strat.
Yeah.
Because he has that cut away on the neck. It's not a flat.
Yeah.
The back cavity is not flat. It's been like there's a small relief at the back.
Right.
So it could be. They started doing that during the 80s.
Yeah.
But it's lace sensor, and it's an active pickup with a treble boost.
Right.
So Larry's dad said, see that guitar?
Get that to Albert.
Bring it back to China and give it to Albert.
And you made use of it, too. Yeah. Yeah, it really did.
And I was like, carrying this guitar, wow, I really like the tone. And you can tell by just playing it, not plugged in.
Yeah.
Just...
Did you set it up? Did you like
how did it resonate with the body? And you can feel that.
Yeah.
You can feel that really.
Did you just play it out of the box though when
out
you
of,
got
just
it?
out of the
Just the way it was when you got it.
Just the way it was. I didn't change
set up
anything.
Pretty nice.
I didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Because I was experimenting on different gauges of string. So when you change the gauge, you have to adjust the springs at the back. So so it floats because it's as a floating tremolo. So it floats there.
Yeah. I see them hanging on the wall over there. How many do you have now on that wall? That Enigma?
Not so many.
Yeah.
I think not enough space, though. I think that's why I would say not enough space.
There's not a lot, yeah.
Not enough space.
So what amp are you playing right
I'm on a Marshall. I'm playing on a Marshall now.
Yeah. It's a classic sound.
Yeah.
I remember
I used to play on a Fender, but switched to Marshall.
Yeah. I really like your rig, though. Whatever your pedals were, I remember I played one time, and I love that setup. But I played your Les Paul. I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, I love that guitar.
The Sunburst. Yeah, it was the Sunburst that's the Sunburst. The Les Paul Sunburst. Yeah, that's nice.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a really nice fat sound and grainy and all that. Yeah. Well.
Wow. Hey, I appreciate this, man.
I was going to say we're like an hour into it, so that's about what we want to do, about an hour. And
I really enjoyed this, man. It's good.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk to you about. I mean, you know the history of this place so well, you know. It is interesting, though, because it's sort of what I expected from you. It's like, well, it's just a job, you know what I mean? But it's like, you guys have really took it way beyond a job. You know, that was the fun part for us, you know, really was.
You know, it's like I said, if you're not having fun, why do it?
Yeah.
So have fun doing it, or just don't do it at all. You know, that's what I learned through playing here in Shenzhen, playing in Sheko, playing with many musicians, playing with different people. That's what I learned.
Yeah. So
I learned not to judge.
Yeah.
Don't judge musicians. You know. You let them have their time. You know?
Well, also, you know, I mean, I kind of knew this from, you know, doing other things in my life, but you've probably seen it for yourself. The more comfortable you can make other people feel on stage,
yes,
the better the whole show is going to be.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, I remember I would be playing on stage, and I'd look over my shoulder, and then Arnold is on the drums behind me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I can just relax.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, no matter what I do, he's just going to follow me. It's going to be beautiful. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But that's just it. When everyone is not focusing on themselves and they're focusing on making everybody else sound good and relax, then it turns into something bigger and better.
There you go. That's...
Yeah. Well, you guys did a great job of it, and we greatly appreciate the rock and roll experience we got to live with you guys. So,
yeah, people tell us, "Hey, you guys are rock stars." Like, no, man, we're just having fun.
Having fun.
We're just having fun. You know, we're no different. We're no different from you guys. We're all, you know, we're on the same bubble. It's called Shenzhen.
Yeah.
Since we're here, let's just have fun.
Yeah. We're all on the same spinning blue ball out in outer space.
Especially during time of COVID, it's just, you know, away from our families. All we have is each other here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, is there any thing you want to plug? Anything you guys have coming up? Any YouTube videos? Any websites?
No, not
Facebook. Anything?
Usually just the gigs at Enigma. Yeah. Every night from 10 onwards.
Okay.
And George and Dragon.
So George and Dragon is
Saturday and Sunday from 5:30 till 9:30.
Okay.
Sometimes till 10.
Okay.
You know, when people get excited, they want more.
But you're also live on Facebook.
Yes,
I know. So
I'm also live on Facebook every Saturday and Sunday. I'm also live on Facebook.
Everybody that's wanting to actually kind of experience what we're talking about here, you go to is it on your Facebook?
Go to my Facebook account,
which is
Albert Catalona Cabal. Just it.
Okay. I'll post it in the show notes.
Yeah, you just put it on.
Yeah, and what you should do is also go to Google Earth and look up the locations. Enigma at SeaWorld.
Yeah, Enigma
SeaWorld for one, in Sheko, okay? And George and Dragon is just a little walk across the plaza, you know. So right now you guys are playing there. So you can kind of orient yourself with where this is playing in the Orient. But yeah, I every once in a while I'll be on Facebook and I see you guys playing live, you know, setting up your camera.
Yeah, it's funny, you know. And it's just amazing. Technology is just amazing.
But we're all going to meet up in the U.S. Believe me, we are going to do the pH balanced tour. That's what I'm gonna
pH
call it.
balance.
pH balance. I know. I've always said this, like, why is it?
I wish, man. I wish.
Well, no, we're going to do
Someday.
it. We're going to do it. Yeah.
Someday, man.
No, we are
Someday.
going to do it. Trust me. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get all you guys out there. You know, we'll do a road show. You know, what else is there to spend your money on? You know, It's like, let's set it up and do it. You know, the pH balance tour.
Stick around for that. Wait for it. It's gonna come.